Get your hands off me.
Joseph. I'm sorry.
So am I.
Alicia? She isn't saying she's... I think she would have told you if she was. That woman means nothing to me, nothing. I love her. I will not let her destroy... What am I going to do? You either let things be, or you sort things out. Come clean. He deserves better.
I miss him too, you know. Not like that.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm being stupid. Sorry for being such a wuss.
You? Never. Look, I know she keeps putting her foot in it, but it's only because she's worried about you.
Okay, there it is. Rupture of aneurysm of sinus of valsalva. Right, you get on with your procedure. We need to get his chest open and get him on bypass. And I don't want any risk of infection from the bowel, thank you.
Wow, 2 congenital abnormalities in one person, huh?
Yeah. And this is the guy you're going to send home?
As I think you've just pointed out, this condition has nothing to do with his hernia.
No. It's a shame, though, isn't it? Just as you're about to share your exciting new policy with the board, your guinea pig conks out. Right, I'm opening the sternum.
He was never a guinea pig.
No? So you weren't going to use his case to prove a point? But as you said to me recently, that's what happens when you forge ahead without consulting your colleagues. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're squeamish, look away.
Sorry, you were short-staffed. Oh, babe, come on. Come here. Oh.
I'm really sorry, darling.
No.
I thought I was over it. I thought I was doing so well.
And you are, right? This is just one itsy-bitsy setback.
You know, everything reminds me of him. Everything makes me think of him. It's like I'm never going to be able to move on.
Well, you will, okay?
All this time and it still hurts.
Well, if it hurts, you might consider letting her in company. Because he's gone, but, well, we're all still here. Okay?
Yeah. Well, I trust I can leave your team to close up.
Yeah. Good work.
Connie, that was an incredibly inflammatory thing to say. I was not using that patient.
Any patient of that size and lifestyle should be checked out for cardiac risk factor, ECG, stress test, echo...
We could have run every test and still have been clueless. Sometimes you have to make a tough judgment call. You can't sit on the fence forever.
Ah, it's lonely at the top, isn't it? But, Rick, can you imagine if that same guy who kicked up such a fuss at lunchtime ended up in the morgue at dinner time? Thank goodness some of us have more than zero tolerance.
Rick, a word. This is exactly what I was trying to prevent. That reporter he called has rung for a response, being aware that this wasn't his first complaint, only to discover Mr. Moore rushed to theatre.
We just have to make clear what the context was.
The context is this issue was inadequately handled. You failed to clear a potentially explosive policy with me, and now I'm left to put out fires left, right and centre. I will naturally have to update the board, and I very much hope when you meet with them you can assuage their doubts. As well as mine.
Mr. Byrne.
Where's Dan? He's not been back since you...
Would you like me to stay?
No, it's fine. You have gonorrhea, which you contracted by having sexual intercourse with an infected partner. The infection has gone to your womb and through your fallopian tubes infected your abdomen. It's then spread to the chest through the diaphragm and was what was causing you pain.
Can't have.
Afraid so. Your husband told me about the aftermath of the accident. If you were having unprotected sex with... First step is admitting that you have a problem.
You have no idea. I think about it all the time. And the more I know I shouldn't, the more I think about it.
Look, hypersexuality, like so many things, the more you try to control it...
But I love my husband. I really do.
Well, if you do, if you both just admitted that you need professional help...
No. I couldn't do that to him.
What do you mean?
Well, that'll bring it all out in the open. It'll crush him. He wouldn't be able to take it.
You may have no choice. Gonorrhea is infectious. It can cause infertility. He needs to be tested and treated as well.
Could you tell him? Please.
Thank you. May I? Your father's going to be fine. Mr. Spencer's probably already explained, but the two conditions which put your dad in theatre are abnormalities that he's had since birth. However, now that we know about them, it's imperative that he loses weight if he's to get any better. There are a number of things that we can do. We can get you a consultation with a nutritionist, and your local GP probably has a number of some support groups. Obviously, I realise that this may not just be about eating habits. Sometimes food can be a comfort.
What are you saying?
Just that sometimes people use food as a way of dealing with painful, unresolved issues.
No. What are you saying about my dad?
I'm trying to say that I understand.
No, you don't. You understand nothing. Don't you dare try to judge me or my dad.
No, I wouldn't. I'm trying to help.
Help? You almost killed him. My dad's a good man. Better than you'll ever be. So just leave us alone.
The treatment in itself is quite straightforward. It's a course of antibiotics. I can get someone from the STD unit to come and speak to you about
that won't be necessary. We'll take the medication, but we don't need a pep talk, thanks.
This isn't just a medical issue.
So, I'd rather you just left us to it. We can sort it out ourselves.
Your wife ended up in a hospital in a very serious condition as a result of her...
And I'm sure it was given her just the jolt she needed. She's getting better all the time. What she doesn't need is people like you pronouncing judgment over her.
Mr. Guillory, I would never presume
I
to
will
do...
not cause her any more distress and embarrassment in front of others.
Don't you think that's up to her?
I think I know my wife well enough. She'd think the same as me. When you really love someone, well, you'd sacrifice anything for them, including the truth.
When you were talking this morning about zero tolerance for violence, ignorance, what exactly did you mean?
All right, look, let's stop beating around the bush. In the last 4 months, there have been 9 separate incidents when staff have been physically and verbally abused. And we don't know how many cases have gone unreported.
Yes, but those...
Last year, this hospital spent £100,000 on a statue for the garden, and we spent £50,000 on extra security for the staff. I think you'll agree that it's time we reassessed our priorities. There's been a fall of up to 41% in the number of patients presenting with coronary thrombosis in those hospital trusts which have persuaded obese smokers to change their lifestyles.
But if that means excluding some patients from the off?
I would never dream of excluding anyone. Quite the opposite.
Meaning?
I'm proposing that we ask